What about the guy who showed up in a foreign military uniform?
Zelensky.
Well, there's that. Well, yeah, they worship. But by the way, I just want to be clear. It's not just Israel that they worship. They also worship Zelensky.
Oh, they worship him. Oh, my goodness. They worship him.
Well, that's a clear.
But you should see the propaganda. I could go for days on that one. I went hard against that war. That war started, and it wasn't a month after that war started. And we had Ukrainian soldiers in their uniforms, injured Ukrainian soldiers on crutches.
Tight-fitting uniforms, because a lot of this is...
Limping through the halls of Congress, going and visiting our offices, begging for help. We need help. Hitler is going to come and take our country and steamroll across Europe, Vladimir Putin. But that was the thing. Yeah. But so we get... the propaganda that comes through the halls of Congress is incredible. It's incredible.
But do you ever sit in the House and ever have someone say, we're voting on our 22nd Israel resolution? Like this is a lot, actually.
I did, finally.
But does anybody ever say again? Like,
no.
We have a country too. 350 million people live here. No one ever says that.
No.
So Nancy Mace is like, she's just excited to vote for another.
Yes.
So it's not just, everyone talks about AIPAC. I've already said I think they should register under FAIR. It's a foreign lobby.
It's common sense.
Not attacking them.
It's not even saying anything bad about them. They just should be registered.
It's insulting, of
Yeah,
course,
they can continue
that everyone's afraid to say that. You shouldn't be afraid.
No.
But it's not just, there's something, like, what is this? This, I think, is the weirdest. Like, Brian Mast shows up in an IDF uniform in the Congress. I don't know Brian Mast. I'm sure he's a delightful person, but like, are you allowed to show up in a foreign military uniform in the Congress?
I don't think it's, I don't, it's like waving a foreign flag on the floor.
But they're all over the place.
But he served over there in the IDF. Yeah.
How can an American serve in a foreign military and keep his citizenship?
I have no idea. It's the same thing as how can foreign-born people serve and be members of Congress? I don't understand how that happens.
But serving in a foreign military, that's pretty serious.
Yes. You swear an oath and you swear your allegiance to fight and die for that country. You're saying, I'm willing to die for this country, but then you can serve in our country's Congress.
But how can you remain a citizen? If I go and serve in the Russian army, I assume.
Yeah.
I have no plans to.
Right,
I'm not Russian.
No.
I don't want to. But if I did, I think people would say fairly, like, how can you be an American? Don't you forfeit your citizenship by doing that?
People would say, yeah, they definitely would come.
Well, of course, I'd go to jail for it.
Yeah.
But,
the New York Post mocked me and called me Moscow Marjorie and put it on their front page because I didn't want to vote to fund Ukraine. So clearly.
Moscow Marjorie.
Yeah, Moscow Marjorie. Yeah.
Funny, the New York, any Murdoch publication is just agnostic on most things, but really pro-war.
Oh, they love war.